everybody. How are you? Welcome to Monday Live with the Creativity Cave. I'm Dina. And does anybody want to see my special guest today? Anybody? Are you ready? Are you ready? Prepare yourselves for this because it's going to be almost too much. Don't tease them. That's just mean. Hello. This is Isabella Sophia Rossellini Rico. And she's like the sweetest thing in the whole wide world. Even at 3 a.m. Bye, Becky. Even at 3 a.m. this morning, she was sweet. A little excited, but she has, oh yes, you just got up, didn't you? Yes, it's so tough to be here. Oh, she is just so sweet. We love her so much. And she has been having a good time. You know, the Facebook was down today. I don't know if it's back up yet or not, but we couldn't post any pictures today of her. So awful. So I wasn't sure how many people would be on here today since I couldn't post my link to Facebook. Yes. Oh, yes. Can you say hi to the ladies? There. Say hi. We did FaceTime Ella 3 times yesterday and only 1 time so far today. So she's just so sweet. Yes. Yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are sweet. You are. Oh, my goodness. I know it's probably too much, isn't it? Yeah, so we picked her up yesterday morning and yeah. And she did such a good job in the car. And she's so calm. And of course, when they put her in my arms yesterday, I totally started bawling. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, yes. Did you have a good rest? Did you have a good rest? And it's so cute. And when she runs, she kind of hops. So that was really sweet. It is killing Ella. She's coming home this weekend. She did, since we didn't get her till Sunday, she didn't want to come home this past weekend. So she will be here, I'm sure, on Friday as soon as she can, and she is so excited about it. She did really pretty well last night. We put her to bed at what, like 9? Probably 9. Oh my gosh, I was so tired because you have to be on all the time with a puppy, right? To make sure they don't eat your house or get into whatever. And she only had 1 accident, which was really kind of our fault. Well, no, 2. She had 1 in her crate. Oops. Oh, yes. Yes. Are you awake now? Are you awake? Yeah. She is really, she's so sweet. So Ella's like, is she so soft, Mom? I'm like, yes, she is.
And she smells good, too.
And she smells good, too. She doesn't have that dead dog rummaging through dead things smell that can sometimes happen. So, yeah. Yeah, Ella will not be taking her. No, no, no. Yes. And so she has, her tongue kind of sticks out a little bit sometimes. She hasn't been doing it as much. Her name is Izzy, Isabella. And for those of you who know how I love Friends, her name is Isabella Rossellini Rico. And Sophia is her middle name after our dog that died this past Christmas. So, oh, isn't she just a lover? She's just so sweet. You know, she's really good for the camera. My dog, my other dog, Sophie, would not look at the camera and she would always do weird stuff at the camera. So this one is quite photogenic. Oh, there's the tongue. Yes. Oh, are you smiling at the ladies? Can you smile at the ladies? There's her tongue. She just kind of has her little tongue sticking out, like just a little bit like that. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Are you getting warm because I'm snuggling with you? Okay. So, what do you guys think? Isn't she just the sweetest? Yes. Yes. And she just likes to bite on whatever she can get her hands on. Oh, yes. Yeah. Are you hot? Carl took her out at 6 o'clock this morning. Bless his heart. So, how can I be getting any work done? I'm not gonna lie. Today has not been what you would call a productive day at all. We have not gotten a whole lot done. I've gotten some stuff done, but not a ton of stuff. Yeah, it's lucky today was a light workload day. So, yes. So we FaceTime Ella and she just goes crazy. Isn't she just so cute? I know, I'm kind of pimping out my puppy for you guys, but we just love her so much. There's the tongue. So Ella was like taking pictures as we were FaceTiming, and the pictures turned out really well. I was surprised. Okay, I think she's probably done with this. But
there's the tongue.
Thank you. Thank you for showing the tongue. So say bye-bye. Bye-bye, ladies. Bye-bye. All right. Thank you.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
Will she get darker? Probably just a little. Her mama is about the same coloring as she is right now. So she is really, really light. She's from like a European line of dogs, and they're lighter in color, I guess. I don't know a ton about it, but she's so sweet. Super calm. When we took Sophie home, Sophie threw up in the car and has always had mega anxiety about being in the car. And this dog is just laid back and totally chill. She fell asleep like all babies do right as we were turning onto our street yesterday when we brought her home. So that was kind of funny. But she played, and then she hung out and snoozed, and then she played, and we ran her around and everything. So I'm excited because I got a new collar for her from Etsy, and it's supposed to be in the mailbox today. Yay. So I can't wait to see that because it's like handmade with pretty fabric. So that'll be fun. I got 3. Well, it was a buy 2 get 1 free. So I got a little one, a medium, and a big. So that'll be fun. Anyway, we just said goodbye to her, Patricia. Sorry. She made a very sweet guest appearance. It will be worth watching this over again. But yeah, we're still trying to get her acclimated to everything, but she did pretty good with her first night's sleep. She was up at 3 and then up again Carl got up at 6. He said to do homework. I also noticed his homework was sitting on the top of her kennel, so that probably didn't work. But she did pretty well. So we'll see. I was so tired. Oh my gosh. Because you just have to watch constantly. You have to be on them to make sure that they like don't get into anything or eat anything they shouldn't eat or have an accident. And she only had one accident, and we should have taken her out. So that was our fault, not her fault. And then she did poo in her crate at some point in the night. And I'm not sure when that happened, but that probably again was our fault. We should have really waited for her to poo. But she just kind of was like not into it when we took her out. I think because she was snoozing in the evening and we were both super tired. And I told Carl, I'm like, you cannot come down after we put her to bed. She's like right off of our dining room table. So yeah. Have we puppy proofed our house? Yeah, for the most part, but you know how puppies always find stuff. And our house is not set up quite as well as our old house was for puppies. So it'll be interesting. But she seems to really be quite happy here. She hasn't had much trouble. So I'm very pleased with that. And she's just so dang cute. Like, how could you not love that face? So anyway, yeah, it's been fun. Ella called this morning when we finally got her to take a little nap, and she she was like, "Can I see Sophie or Izzy?" And I was like, "No, we just got her to take a nap, and we need to do work while she's sleeping." And so Ella said, "Okay, I don't have class till 3, so call me before 3." So we did. But anyway, it's just been very sweet, and I know that it will not be a super productive couple of days. But I did get game night figured out today, so that's really awesome. So I figured out all the projects, which usually I'm not quite that ahead of things. I usually am still working on things, like finalizing things. I have an idea, but I'm really excited about my game night projects for this month. And then I've got a few other things that we're working on behind the scenes here that I will be anxious to tell you about pretty soon. So it's going to be awesome. She is a golden retriever, and she will probably be just maybe a skosh darker than she is now, but not much. She'll be about the same color she is now. And a while back, somebody asked if we met the mom. Yeah, we did. Actually, it was funny. The breeder brought out both her and her mom yesterday. We just met on her front porch, which was so perfect. And we took some pictures and kind of got to hold her and everything. And she was so calm, like she didn't shake or anything. And then Mama came out, and when we put her down, she went right to Mama and took one more hit off Mama and said, "Brunch." So that was kind of funny. And then, I think Mama was like, "Yeah, you need to be done here." So anyway, yeah, it was really, really fun to have a new puppy in the house. Oh my goodness. I will be anxious for her to not be so puppyish, but I will soak up every minute while I can because I know she's gonna grow quickly. As babies do, right? Speaking of babies, my baby is gonna be 20 on Wednesday. It's Ella's birthday. We did not get her a puppy for her birthday, even though she probably will think that is true. We did not. You all heard it here, right? So anyway, that is going to be fun to have her home this weekend, and we can celebrate her birthday and enjoy the puppy. So she's so excited. Like I said, we FaceTimed her 3 times yesterday and 1 time today. So that was a lot. Anyway, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about all of the things that we have going on here. And Carl's so sweet with her too, which is really nice. So anyway, that is my puppy. So this week at the Creativity Cave, I have registration is open for game night. Oh, look at you. There were a few people who didn't make it, so yeah, don't eat my hair. Oh, okay. So she's saying hello one more time. Oh my gosh. Say hi to the ladies. Did she go out yet?
Yep.
Did you go potty? Were you a good girl? Were you a good girl? Oh my gosh. When I was FaceTiming Ella this afternoon, she literally licked the camera on my phone, and Ella's like, ah! It was pretty cute. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Are you just such a nice girl? Are you such a nice girl? Are you tired? It's been a busy day. You've been playing, having fun. Yeah. Want to go explore again?
Say bye bye.
So, sorry. I know I haven't been able to post any pictures on Facebook or Instagram today because the Facebook was down all day. It looks like it might be back. I'm not 100% sure. So, anyway, oh, such madness. It's just it's just a lot to have her because somebody's always got to be there. We do have a little like playpen thing that we put her in too so that we can get a little bit of work done. Thank God, Andy works from home right now. Oh my goodness. Seriously, I would be a basket case. There would not be game night this month if Andy wasn't working from home. Anyway, well, thank you all so much for being here today and for letting me shamelessly share my puppy with you. I feel like you guys are okay with that. But it is just so sweet to have her here. So if you follow me on social media, I promise I'll be sharing plenty of pictures of her in the coming weeks. Yeah, Andy is totally smitten with her. And Becky described today as a hostile work environment because she had to love the puppy, which was pretty funny. My Becky, my assistant, she has 3 dogs of her own, and one or two of them are golden retrievers. I can't remember. And so she just loves, she's like, I've been dying to come over here. So it was really sweet. I was impressed. Like, she didn't go out there and say hi to her too much. I was a little surprised. I said, you can have some puppy time if you need. That's totally okay. So anyway, all right. Well, I do have some great cards to share with you today. Also, I created registration for game night. This afternoon it was emailed out if you're on my mailing list. If not, just drop me an email and I will give you the link. We are going to make I'm super excited about our projects this month. They are going to be really awesome. We're going to use the classic cloche stamp set and bundle and the sweet treats, which coordinate together. And what I love about both of these sets is they are very versatile. Excuse me, my goodness, I have the hiccups. They're very versatile. And there's just so much that you can do with both of these sets. So I think they're going to be really wonderful. We also are going to use the Delivering Cheer set, which is really fun. This is kind of an all season. Of course, we have a Christmas one, but we've kind of got some fall and some birthdays in here. There's 2 different kind of bottoms. And it's just really a great set. So lots of fun projects that we're going to make. I am super excited about the projects that I have planned for game night. And then today I've got 4 awesome cards to share with you. And I think you're going to like them. So we should probably get going so that I can help Andy with little Izzy after this. I know, I'm so bad. All right, so our first project is a really simple, easy, no die cuts required card, and I think you'll enjoy it. It is based on a card that I received in a swap from one of my team members who's a very talented stamper, so I'm excited to show you that. And it is using one of the sets that I have an online class for. So it's a great bundle to have in your collection, but also can be used without the dies. So I kind of like that. All right, so I'm going to flip my camera around. Give me just a second. There we go. Hello, hello. All right, so I'm going to use the Christmas season stamp set for this next card, and I'm also going to use the birch background stamp. So this is a really great background stamp that is in our annual catalog. And so we're going to use this to create a really pretty background, like I said, and then you can make this card with it's just really simple, and I think perfect for your Christmas cards or holiday cards. So I just need to grab my Stamparatus because I like to put my background stamps on my Stamparatus to make it easy to use. Hold on. Okay. So first up, I'm giggling because this apparatus is a little dirty. So let's take a wet wipe and just clean that ink off. I think this is from last week's live. So there's just a little ink on here. So I'm going to clean it up with my my baby wipe. Okay, and what I want to do on this is I'm going to position this on my card like so. Okay, and actually I'm going to scooch it over just a little beyond the edge of my ruler so that I can put my cardstock kind of right in the corner here and the whole thing will be covered. Okay, so I'm going to use some Whisper white cardstock. Pardon me, basic white cardstock. Gosh, that is an old habit. That is hard to break. And I'm going to stamp this birch background with some gray granite ink. And I want to stamp off the first layer of ink. So what I'm going to do is ink it up, and then you can see I put a scrap down on top because I don't want the full, I don't want this full strength. Actually, I'll pull my paper out. I want it to be kind of a subtle background. So there we go. We got rid of the first layer of ink. So now we can put this piece of cardstock in here and stamp it down. So I've got a 4x5 1/4 basic white cardstock. And there we go. Okay, so that is just a gorgeous background. Doesn't that just look like a birch tree? Totally. All right, and then I'm going to throw this back in here. All right, next up, we're going to stamp on here. And I'm going to use a few different colors, but we're going to take the images from our stamp set and put them together. So I'm going to use the little berries, I'm going to use the holly, and I'm going to use the pine cones. Oops, I wanted this one, not this one. And, or no, I do want that one. Sorry, my bad. And then the detail on the holly. Okay, so I'm going to use a couple colors. I'm going to use some soft succulent and evening evergreen. And then for my berries, I'm actually going to use rich razzleberry. It's going to be really pretty. And then I will use some soft suede and crumb cake for the pine cones. Okay, so I'm going to start with my pine cones because that's going to kind of anchor everything for me. And to do that, there's so like this is a 2-step set. So there's kind of the lighter and darker areas. So we're going to do our pine cone, like I said, in some... I love it. Andy's out there saying drop it. Yeah, she does not know that one yet. But keep trying. Oh. Okay, so I've got 3 pine cones on here. Then I'm going to do the detail in my darker color. This is going to be soft suede. Okay, which makes everything kind of pop out. And that looks great on our birch background. Then I'm going to take some of my soft succulent, and we're going to stamp those holly leaves. Now I'm going to put some right here, and I'm going to put some right here. And we'll probably fit in maybe one more over here. Okay. And I'm going to use the detail to put on here in evening evergreen. Okay. Ooh, doesn't that look beautiful? I just love the detail of this stamp. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to leave this out because I also want to stamp my berries. And my berries are going to be in Rich Razzleberry. So I kind of like this because it's a little bit of a different color combo. Okay, so I'm going to put some berries right there, and right there, and right there, and right there. I think that looks pretty good. Then let's close these up. So there's kind of a lot of stamping, but there's no die cutting or anything like that, so that makes it really pretty. Okay, so we're just going to position those berries in here. I think I have this upside down. Yes, I did. Like that. Oh, so gorgeous. So gorgeous. I'm just going to flip this around so I can get it lined up. I really like this one. I'm going to get a little ink on my table, but that's okay. We won't tell anybody. Oh, oh. Okay. So wonderful, isn't it? All right. So I've got all of that on here. And you know what? I am going to do one more berry. I feel like we just need to have something coming out right there. Don't you guys? Are you guys feeling that too? Let's see. Oh, that's it. So fun. So this one is almost complete. We're going to finish it up with a little sentiment that's going to kind of cover up all the center business like that. And I might have a skinnier one. Let's see. So these are kind of scraps that I have left over from cutting my cardstock layers down. And I always keep these little strips. So this is about a little more than 3/4, well, about 3/4. This is about 1/2 of an inch. And I'm going to use the sentiment from the set Christmas to Remember, which is like my favorite Christmas stamp set. And I'm going to do Season's Greetings. Now I have a question for you. And pardon my ignorance on this topic, but if you don't celebrate Christmas, like for instance, if you are Jewish or another denomination, do you, or another religion, I guess I should say, would you make a card like that? Do you say Season's Greetings? Is that like a thing? Or if somebody who knows this, I'd be really curious to know, like, how does that work? I don't know the answer to that. And then here's another question, because again, I apologize for my ignorance on this topic. Do you send, like, if somebody were to send you a holiday card and you are not a Christmas celebrating person, does that offend you? Like, tell me about that. I honestly don't know. And I know I have customers that don't celebrate Christmas, and I most certainly don't want to offend them, but I also want to send a holiday card to them. And so I feel like Season's Greetings is kind of a good, like, it's okay. Oh, Fran is on here. I had a feeling. You say Season's Greetings. So Fran, is this like a Christmas card to you, or is this just a generic holiday card to you? Let me know, because again, I really want to know. See, like Fran, I want to send you a card, but I don't want it to be lame. I don't want to be that person. Okay, so isn't that pretty? I so love this. Okay. Well, I know there's people that don't believe in God that celebrate Christmas, but you know, Christmas isn't always about God either for a lot of people, but okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. I know my sisters, you associate Holly with Christmas. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. My sister's roommate celebrates both, like her roommate from college. Sorry, not right now. And I've been meaning to ask her that to find out like where she goes with both holidays because her husband's family is Jewish and her family is Christian. So anyway, all right. Now, someone asked how do I not get ink all over my fingers? I'm actually pretty good at it, but I'm pretty bad at getting ink not on my tabletop. So we just got to clean it off. I always have my little grid paper handy. So there you go. Okay, I'm going to fold a a basic white. Oh my gosh, I keep saying whisper white. A basic white card base. And then we're just going to attach that right on there. And I just think it's so pretty. Now you could also put like a layer of, or not a layer, but you could use a gray granite card base on this if you wanted. But I was just trying to keep it like pretty simple. Okay, so I'm just going to adhere these two together, and that is my card. Now, if you wanted, you could add embellishments and do all kinds of fun stuff like that, but I really wanted to keep this really kind of simple. So there you go. Now I'm going to show you the card that my downline made in our team card swap this month that I based this on. I changed her card up just a little bit, but that was her card. So here's another version of that. This one is on very vanilla, and then the red is red, real red. So like I said, I just kind of changed it up a little bit. So there we go. Fran, I would love to get any card from you. Well, thank you, Fran. I appreciate that. I'll send you a card. I promise. Stacy said, I wish we had a Hanukkah set. And, you know, I think, honestly, we've had Hanukkah sets before. And I think they have done, like, really not well at all. So I think that's why they don't continue. And it's not that they don't want to have a Hanukkah set. I just think it's because there just simply is like very, very, very little demand. So I don't know. I guess I always make like the token blue card for that, which I know is not that great, but it is what it is. And again, I don't know anything about it, so I just don't want to send anything that's not right. Okay, so thank you. I didn't mean to have this philosophical discussion about holiday greetings today, but here we are. All right, now I did love that card. And again, I think it's so pretty and simple. Like, you know, I had somebody comment, and if she's watching, I'm thinking of you. I have not forgotten what you said to me. She said, everything I do is so, what's the word? So complicated with the die cuts and everything. And I said, oh, well, I do things that don't have a lot of die cuts on them. And then I kind of started looking at my projects, and, you know, I don't do a ton of things. So I thought I would try to put in at least one card per live that wasn't all that in a bag of chips. We actually have 2 cards today like that, although I did emboss, like pressure emboss a little bit. So anyway, I have to giggle. Yeah, you guys are talking about the snowflakes. That's kind of what that's always been my go-to. Would it be a faux pas to have a stamp set that had a Hanukkah and Christmas in one set? No, and actually I think we have one. I'm not positive though. I think there is actually, I think it's a snowflake set that actually says Happy Hanukkah. I don't know if we still have that or not. I have to look, but I don't have it handy. Anyway, yeah, there is a Hanukkah somewhere. But again, because I don't think of it personally, because I wouldn't use it personally, for my own personal use, not that I don't know people. Oh my gosh, I should really not ramble when I'm live. It's not good. But anyway, yeah, I know there is one. Okay, so now our next set is something we can all enjoy, which is fall. Unless you're in the South Pacific, I guess, because I know I do have people watching from there, because it's spring in the South Pacific. Y'all are so lucky, but I love fall. So we are going to combine a couple things together in, I believe, a really cute card. So I'm going to start with a card base that is crumb cake, and You know, I'm a big fan of crumb cake. And of course, it's fall, which is perfect for crumb cake. Fall, this is like the pumpkin spice of the stamping world, except everybody can love it. Anyway, we are going to make a pumpkin card. I took a layer of crumb cake that's 4 by 5 1/4, and I embossed the bottom of it with the, I think it's hello and thanks. I can't remember. It's a set of 2 embossing folders, and this one says like hello in a bunch of languages, and this one says thanks in a bunch of languages. You know, like merci, danke, thanks, grazie. You know, like my Italian golden retriever, Isabella. Anyway, so I just embossed this kind of on the lower portion, and I'm going to take and do a little stamping. And am going to start with, I die cut this pumpkin from the Pretty Pumpkins bundle. And I'm going to use the sentiment in here, thankful for you. And anyway, so I die cut that out of my pumpkin pie cardstock, because what other color would you die cut pumpkin from? Just saying. And although I did have a mind to do it in aqua, but don't worry, we'll have a nice aqua representation here in just a moment. So I'm going to pop this up onto my card. And actually, before I do that, though, I want to do something else. So I'm going to take a scrap of white cardstock, and I want to do a little stamping, and I'm going to pull in another bundle. This one is from the Season's Blessings. This bundle is from the annual catalog. And what I love about this, and I didn't fully appreciate it until I was working on it for a class, but this bundle is so versatile. You can do Christmas cards, spring cards, fall cards, whatever kind of cards you want. There's kind of fall looking oak leaves in here. Then there's these fun leaves. There's 5 different flowers, and then there's a variety of sentiments going with this. So I really like this set a lot. So anyway, I've got my pumpkin, and I want to add some stuff to the pumpkin. So on here, I am going to take and stamp my images. So I'm going to take the small and the, well, I guess there's 2 sizes, so the small and the large of this shape of flower. And then I'm also going to use this large leaf image. So we'll stamp these out. I'm going to take Granny Apple Green for this one. And I'm going to stamp this down on my scrap of white cardstock here, like so. And then I'm going to stamp these 2 in, of course, Coastal Cabana, the color that lets us know God loves us. Okay, so there we go. And we'll die cut those. And oh, here we go. I did that ahead of time. So proud of myself. All right, now this actually comes in 2 pieces. This piece is separate, and I'm not going to use it. And then this piece, I'm not going to use the whole thing. So I'm going to actually snip some of it off, but I will keep the rest because I can use it on another card later on. And that's kind of one of my favorite things to do, is whatever I don't use, I can use later on something. So that's really kind of cool. And Fran, you're welcome. I think it's always good to learn new things. Can I tell you guys a funny story? I mean, since we've broached this topic, why not? I went to college at a Lutheran college, not because I was particularly religious, but because my sister and my aunt went there, so I went there. And in college, I had to take 2 religion courses. One was kind of like, they called it Religion 101, which I guess was kind of the basis of Christianity. And then the other one was an elective, so you could take a variety of different classes. I took one that was about Luther and how the Lutheran Church was formed. So I found it very interesting and fascinating. I really enjoyed it. But I really wanted to take the class that was like Religions of the World, and that kind of broke down all the different religions and exposed you to all of that. Now, as I'm explaining this, let me back up and tell you that I grew up as a C&E Christian, which I learned much later in life what that meant, a Christmas and Easter Christian. And so my parents gave me basically zero exposure to all things religion. And when I had my kids, well, and then I'll say there a really interesting thing happened in my life for a block of about 13 to 15 years. And in the middle of that, and by the way, I've written about that on my blog, and I'm not going into that story now, but it's a long story short of my parents like went a little nutty and found God in a scary way. So anyway, I have struggled with religion my whole life. Anyway, oh gosh, where was I going with this story? Oh, I really wanted to take that course in college because let me tell you, I majored in biology, and that religion course was harder than any science course I ever had to take. It was really hard because I didn't know anything about religion before taking it. And all of these kids in this class, like who grew up going to Sunday school and confirmation and all that stuff, they like knew what they were talking about. I was completely clueless. So yeah, that is the story of Dina and religion. Anyway, I do believe I'm a Lutheran, a good Lutheran girl. It kind of stuck. I learned about it in college and appreciated it. And despite my crazy parents, I still believe in that, and we've raised our children that way. So, but with the express, I think, caveat that they can choose what they want, but I'm going to tell them about what I believe. So there you go. Okay, now back to our not Christian card. Can you guys even believe we're talking about all this today? Oh dear, I'm just kind of giggling. All right, now I've got my cute little pumpkin that I've put, as you can see, some dimensionals on. I think my big thing was I just didn't want my kids to be like completely confused the way I was growing up, because I did struggle kind of a bit, especially as an adult where you're supposed to have a little more of that stuff figured out, right? Okay, so I've got my cute little leaves coming out of my pumpkin, and then I'm going to put this on here. But you know what? I wanted to put something on here, and I'm not sure if it's going to be either some gold. No, I don't want that because I'm going to use gold in a minute, and it's not that kind of color of gold. Maybe. Ooh, maybe. Some linen thread. That'll do the trick. Okay, so I'm going to start with linen thread, and I'm going to leave 4 or 5 inches on the one end, and then here. So I hope you guys are giggling and about all of this, because I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. It's been a weird day. It reminds me very much of when I was a new mother, only I am working today. Like if I brought my baby home, I would not have been working today, right? Oh boy. Okay, so yeah. I have a weird thing that happened in my family. I mean, I know a lot of people have weird things that happen in their families, but this one's pretty good. Still kind of recovering, not gonna lie. And if you want to, about 2000, maybe 14, 13, 14 is when I wrote about it on my blog, about my weird thing. So anyway, okay, so I wrapped some of that around there. I'm going to put my pumpkin kind of over the top like that on here. And then I'm going to oh my gosh, I just gotta read this. Sharon, bless your heart. I'm just gonna die laughing. This is so funny. She says, your lives are always very informative. One week we talk about religion, one week we talk about eating squirrels, and one week we talk about adult cactuses. Other demos just give us cards. I like to think it's the extra something I add. Oh, goodness. That just cracks me up. Thank you, Sharon. You know, I keep it real. That is my thing. Okay, so I've got my cool little flower back here, and I tucked that one behind, and then I'm going to put this one on top, the smaller one. Okay, like that. So cute, right? You can't get that kind of talk just anywhere. Oh, and you know what? Honestly, I and I just trained my team on don't talk about politics or religion. And I really do believe that. But I think we had a pretty good open discussion about inclusive religions, not so much divisive conversations. At least I sure hope not. Anyway, but I said don't talk about politics or religion because I do believe that. Okay, so there we go. Isn't that cool? Jan, my puppy actually made 2 appearances at the beginning. So she probably, I don't know if she'll come back in before the end. Probably not, because my husband, I don't know. But anyway, so watch the very beginning. I mean, it's like right off the bat. I don't wait around. I mean, I put my Stampin' Lips on, but that's the only thing I wait for. She is here right away. I told my husband, I'm like, don't forget, bring her in right away. Okay, so we're going to put this on here. And I love this. I know. Oh, I'm sure after this live is over, and people who maybe don't know me who stumble upon it, I'm sure I'm going to get some interesting comments. I always do. Because people who don't like know me in my heart will be all crabby and nasty. That's fine. That's too bad for them. I can handle it. All right. So I wanted to take, this is the Expressions and Ink Ephemera pack. And I'm just going to put a little sprig of gold in there too. And does that not just finish it off? Oh, I love it. So anyway, also, you all know that one of the founding principles of the Creativity Cave is that we don't judge. And I really believe that. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck this in like that. Oh, so pretty. Okay, love it. All right, then last but not least, we're going to add a little sentiment to this. This is from the Pretty Pumpkins stamp set, and it says, so thankful for you. Aw, I love that. Now, the key to stamping straight is to make sure that this is on the block correctly. There we go. Okay. Oh my gosh. Somebody wrote Dina, honey. I hope that was a reference to like Linda. Listen, Linda, that always cracks me up. But Monica, you asked what the name of the embossing folder is. And the answer is, I can't remember, but I do have a catalog handy. So let's take a look, shall we? We can find that out for you. And yes, I think we are not talking divisive religion. We're just talking religion in general. Thanks and hello. I think I said hello and thanks. Thanks and hello. So yeah, I really like that. And these are the thin, small ones that'll fit in your mini embossing or mini Stampin' Cut machine. So anyway, there it is. That is my card. I think it's so fun. And I just love the little extra touch. So this is the Pretty Pumpkins meets the Season's Blessings bundles. So they're both awesome, awesome bundles. This one's in the holiday catalog. This one's in the annual catalog. So that's my card and I love it. It turned out so awesome. So yeah. Okay, Monica, I just said hello and thanks, or thanks and hello. It's one of the two. Now I can't remember which version is correct. Okay. All right. So, thank you all for the sweet words. I really appreciate that. It is, I don't know about you guys, but I think it's such a crazy time in this world right now that we're in. And I like to think that my responsibility is to bring a little happiness without any polarization. Unless happiness can be polarizing, then too bad. So I like to just spread a little happiness. That is my goal. Okay, so next up, we're going to make a super simple but awesome card. And I hope you're going to love it. It features the Welcoming Woods stamp set. Now, this is one that we used in our, it was one of the stamp sets we used in our retreat last weekend or a week ago. It is so awesome. And I really feel like I've just now scratched the surface on this one. So I'm so excited to continue to play with this. So I think it's really going to be fun. And we're going to make a very simple card for fall, but you could really have fun playing with different color combinations with this. And you could do the same thing with spring colors and have a nice card as well. And one of the things I also really love about this one is that there's a lot of different sentiments in it, and it's kind of got a little bit of everything in here, and so that makes for a great card. I love when things are very versatile. So anyway, okay, so then we're going to use the leaf stamp, of course. And then my sentiment is I'm doing another thank you card. I kind of can't help myself, but there you go. It is what it is. I love thank you cards, especially partly because I use them in my business, of course, but also because this is a time, I think, to really think about things that we're thankful for. I mean, it's always a good time, but it's just always good to have in the back of our heads, I feel like. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my stamp, and I have this all set up on my thing here, and actually I think my stamp is dirty, so we should probably clean it real quick. And I have a tip for you on cleaning stamps. If you happen to have, I actually have one, but I think it's in my bathroom on the to be cleaned. If you happen to have a chamois, I cut one of my chamois in half, and I can use the two halves to clean things that are on my Stamparatus, just so I don't have this whole big thing, which is really just kind of an easy way to do. What is the stamp on the very front of the case? Oh, at the top. Oh, this one. So this is, let me show you. It is like a horizon stamp. What did I do with my holiday catalog? Ooh. Okay, I might be lying. I might not have a holiday catalog handy. I thought I did. I usually do. Oh, wait. Here it is. Okay. So, okay. I know I'm close. So close. Here we go. Okay. It is the horizon. So it's like the ground. Do you see it? It's stamped pretty dark here. And then there's kind of lighter brown, either sponged or watercolored on here. But this stamp kind of sets the horizon of your stamp. So you want to stamp it where this is the ground, and then maybe it kind of comes down a little bit. So it just adds the horizon. Now, I'm not actually going to use it today, but that partly because where I would stamp it, it kind of will be covered up with my sentiment anyway, which is why I don't have it. But yeah, that's what it's for, to add the horizon. So you can see it just a little bit right there. Yeah. If it makes you feel better, I wondered the same thing myself. Like, what the heck is that? And what are you supposed to do with it? Okay, so back to my card here. I've got a panel of white cardstock, and I have this all set up. So let's think. Yes, I want to stamp it on here, kind of centered up, and I can take and throw a magnet on here, or at least I think I can. Oh goodness. Do I have a magnet handy? Yes, I do. Sometimes I never know. Okay, so we'll put a magnet on there, and just verifying I didn't move it, and it looks good. So we're going to ink this up in some crumb cake ink. And where's my crumb cake pad? Because I just had it out. Oh, right here. Now this is a distinctive stamp set. Oh, and yay me for remembering that term. I always seem to forget it. And what that means is that there's all these details with the birch tree. Oh, and we use the birch background. It's kind of like a birchy live today, huh? Okay. And when you pull this off, look at all the details. Like, isn't that cool? How it's got the texture kind of built right into the stamp. I love that. All right, so there's that. Now, like I said, we're going to take our leaf stamp, and here's where you can really have some fun with different color combinations. I'm going to use today some Cajun Craze. And what should be the second color I use with this? I think there's a lot of different options to go with Cajun Craze, but do you guys have any suggestions on what other color I could use? Let's see. Bumblebee. All right. I like Bumblebee. Okay, I'm going to start crushed curry. I love it. Anybody else? Have some colors, yellow or red. Okay. Lots of Bumblebee and crushed curry colors. I think I'm going to go with crushed curry. Not that Bumblebee is bad, but I know Bumblebee can kind of take on a little bit of a look, and I'm not sure if I like it. Well, actually, here's a good way to test this, by the way. See, this is the extra you get when you watch Dina. I give you tips on how to determine which yellow will look better. And what you can do is stamp that once, and then stamp it. Ooh, Mary Merlot. That's an interesting choice. I like that. What did I do with my stamp cleaner now? I got to clean my stamp, and then we're going to try out a couple different options. But do you like, actually, now that I cleaned that, I'm going to stamp it once more, twice more. We're going to try the different yellows and Mary Merlot, because, oh my gosh, Mary Merlot, what a great idea. And then we can decide which one is best. So here we go. This is crushed curry. Okay, and I love the look of those two colors together. That was actually what my original card was. And then Bumblebee. I really like Bumblebee, but sometimes Bumblebee doesn't always play nice with everybody. But you know what? Those look real close. So either one will work. So that's a good way of testing it. But then we have the wild card of Mary Merlot, and I like the idea of this. Okay. Ooh. So Mary Merlot, Bumblebee, and crushed curry. What do y'all think? Now we've done the legwork. What is your choice? 1, 2, or 3? Comment below. 1, 2, or 3. Does anybody have visions of Shrek? Pick 2, my lord, 2. I'm a movie quote kind of person. So, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 3, 2. All right. I think we're gonna have to go with 3 because that's like the consensus. And then what's awesome is my sample is crushed curry so I can show you that one as well. Okay. You guys are so cute. And then some of you are saying 3. Or 3 colors is what I meant to say, not number 3, but the 3 colors. And I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to do 2. Only because I don't want it to get too busy. You know what I mean? Okay, so there's my card, and I do like it. Okay, I'm going to take this now. I've got a card base, which is Cajun Craze, and I embossed just like about 1.5 inches with my Timber embossing folder, which P.S. I love that one. And I'm giggling because somebody said 4. Okay, and there we go. Now, I wanted to layer this on some crumb cake, and I went into my scrap drawer, and I had all these pieces of crumb cake that were this size, and I really didn't want to have to cut another piece of crumb cake. Oh my gosh. Hold on, everybody. I'm going to flip my camera for a sec. You can see my mess. I'm going to flip, and look who's here. Carl just had to bring Lizzie in one more time.
Lizzie?
Did I just say Lizzie?
Yeah.
What is wrong with me? I don't even know my own dog's name, and I'm the one who picked it. Bring her in.
Kyle's waiting outside.
Oh, Kyle's waiting outside.
For
Okay.
the 3rd time today.
Oh, for the 3rd time?
Yeah.
Because she's so sweet.
I know. He goes, do you have to take your dog out by chance?
Aw, well, you guys go have fun. Okay, back to our card. Sorry about that. Okay, so back to my thing. I had all these pieces of cardstock that were the wrong, or that weren't quite the right size for this, but I really did not want to cut another piece. I wanted to use this. So I like that this is not quite the exact right size. So there you go. And by the way, you guys, that is her 3rd appearance today. Oh my gosh. And I need more. I need a refill of my seal. So we'll attach this and put it on our card, and then we're just going to pop it, or actually I'm going to adhere it directly to my card base, which, like I said, we embossed, and then we're going to add our sentiment to this. And our sentiment we can stamp in Mary Merlot, since we ended up using that color. I think it'll be nice. And I'm going to grab another little strip of this, and my sentiment is out of this stamp set as well, the Welcoming Woods, and we're just going to stamp thank you for your kindness. That's so nice. And let's see. Okay, I want it to be just a touch bigger than the sentiment itself. Okay. Well, I figured you guys wouldn't mind shameless viewings of my puppy. Okay. So now I'm going to pop this up right here. As you can see, this is kind of where that horizon stamp would have lined up. So, oh, look at that. A new sheet of dimensionals. There's just nothing better. Okay. Monica, you think I'm drunk? Like with love for my dog? Because that's probably true. Okay. And then I'm just going to have this go just off the edge on this one side, like that. And there's my card. So simple. Isn't that awesome? Okay. Now, there's one more thing we could do to this that I didn't do, and I'll show you my other one in just a sec. And that is, I take a little, is this Cajun Craze? I'm going to take a little Cajun Craze and spritz it. Oh, isn't that awesome? Oh, I love it. Okay. So here is my other sample with with, this is crushed curry that I used on this one. And I love it. I love both of them. I don't know. It's hard to pick at one that I like. This is kind of early in the fall, kind of like right now. This is what the leaves are, and this is later in the fall. So anyway, I hope you guys liked that one. All right, we've got one more card to make, and not gonna lie, totally digging this. And it's also based on a swap card, but I changed this one up kind of, well, a little bit. And I'll show you both because you're gonna like them. So this is a card that we're gonna start with some, we're gonna start this out with some Old Olive. Okay. Old Olive. I'm digging it. And a perfectly good fall card color, right? This is some of our DSP from, you're gonna laugh, I'm gonna call it Mother Earth. It's the Earth. Earth is in the name. Beauty of the Earth. Beauty of the Earth. Final answer. Anyway, hold on, I gotta grab some. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I've got these border dies, which just rock. Okay, there's so much you can do for this. Oh, Jan, that's a great question. Jan said you need some plain cardstock. What colors do you recommend? I would get some assortment packs, and then you get a couple sheets of every color, and then you have a lot of options. And then once you see that, you can kind of choose what your favorites are. I tend to use a lot of crumb cake and white cardstock. So those would definitely be worth getting a full package of those two colors. And then there's certain colors I use a lot of, like, you know, I think it's no secret that I like, I do like the Coastal Cabana quite a bit. I use a lot of that color of cardstock. And then seasonally, I use certain colors a lot more than others. So yeah. All right. So I'm going to take and I'm going to die cut this piece of this piece of DSP with my border dies. Okay. So I'm going to do this right about here. And to hold this into place, I do kind of like using Post-its, because this one is one of those ones where if you get it, you know, if it's not really centered, it might kind of show. Okay, I'm going to run this through quick. Jan, I do. And there's a link. Well, actually, I bet I didn't put it in yet. It's on my, should be on my blog. I'll get it if I don't, or I can help. I can take care of it for you, Jan, too. So don't worry about it. Okay. So I've got this die cut. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing on another scrap of this cardstock, like so. And again, I'm going to put my little Post-it notes on here just to kind of hold it in place. Because like I said, it's kind of lame when it moves on you. You don't want that. Okay, and then we're going to do kind of like a layered look. Now these border dies are so much fun. I need to, I don't know, I need to use them a little bit more. So look at that. Da, da, da. Oh. Okay, so let's attach that. Like so. Now this card, like I said, was based on a swap card I saw, and I'm going to change mine up a bit, but hers is really cute. And I'll show you her swap as well at the end here. Very, very cute. Okay, now the other thing is if you need to trim a little of this If it's too far up, you can, but I think this is going to be okay. So I've got that on there. So this is a layer of Mossy Meadow with a layer of Beauty of the Earth DSP on a old olive card base. Are they stitched? Yes. Well, yeah. So they have the dots. So it's kind of stitching, but it's not like the actual stitch. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, Gina, I saw that she wants my host code and it is on my blog. I always have it in my YouTube thing, and I did forget to do that today. So we'll get it. We'll get it. Don't you worry. Oh my gosh, doesn't that sound like I'm from Minnesota? Don't you worry. I am from Minnesota. Okay, now I've die cut a scallop circle and a white circle, and we're going to use a set that I promise you I was not going to get, but I caved. That is the nuts about squirrels. I'm telling you guys, this is not me, but we're going to embrace it and we're going to go with it. Okay, so I'm going to take the squirrel with the cute little acorn, and I mean, how's that for a super cute little card? Okay, and I love this. I hope you're feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So cute. I used this for game night last month, and a lot of people seemed to enjoy it, which was a little frightening and fun all at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this in early espresso. Like this. Okay. And then I'm going to take the detail, and we can do this in a variety of colors. My personal favorite, though, is either cinnamon cider or Cajun Craze stamped off. I think I'm going to use cinnamon cider. Okay. You know, game night is always pretty fun. I do enjoy game night. Okay, so you can see I'm just kind of hovering over my stamp set till I have it lined up the way I want. And then we'll stamp it down like so. All right, it looks pretty good. Now I'm going to add the acorn to this. And the acorn is kind of another easy one to use. I'm going to take, and I want my cinnamon cider, and I'm going to stamp that off. So it's a little lighter color, and we'll stamp it on there like so. And then the top of the acorn is going to be a darker color, and we'll just use our early espresso and we'll stamp that off, and then it goes right over the top like that. Oh, isn't that awesome? So cool. Now we'll adhere this to our layer of Mossy Meadow. And again, I use the layering circle dies. Oops. And when I die cut my scallop circle, I missed a little teeny tiny bit of it, and I did not notice that until right now. And I really don't want to re-die cut it because we're all here and we're almost done, and you know, all the things. So what I'm going to do is see if I can hide it because that's like my favorite thing to do. Okay, so seriously, isn't that just so ridiculously cute? I mean, it's almost wrong. It should be illegal. Okay. Oh my gosh, I am laughing at Jan's comment. I know. I've called her Sophie already. I have called her Lucy, which is my sister's dog. My dog niece. I don't know. Is that a thing? And apparently I just called her Lizzie, and Monica thought I was drunk. Drunk on tiredness, maybe. But yeah, I don't know what is wrong with me. I'm telling you. But that really does kind of just confirm that when you're live, sometimes your brain just doesn't function properly. I know I saw Donna on here. Donna is a Australian demonstrator who said she forgets things when she goes live too. It is a real thing. I'm telling you, it's like live amnesia or something. Do I ever sit at your desk trying to come up with a card design and I'm just unhappy with everything I make? Yes. Yes. And if you want to know what to do about that, because that's probably the more important part of that question is what do you do? Look at that. So two things. Yes, that absolutely happens to me. And of course, it usually happens to me when I really don't have time for that to happen, which is always frustrating. And this is going to cover up the little mistake that I know y'all said you can't see. I should have put it up here because you really can't see it up there. But anyway, now we're embellished. And then we're going to add our little sentiment here. And of course, there's several to choose from for this. I'm going to go with Nuts About You because it's just cute. So we can do that. But here's how I get out of that funk, as I sometimes call it, when I can't come up with anything I like. One, I take and case a card, which is what I'm actually doing right here, right now. And because today, let's be honest, not been my most productive of days. So I didn't have a lot of time to prep for my live today. So, and now I'm regretting that. Well, I guess that looks fine. I was going to say I should have done it in Mossy Meadow ink, but this is fine. This is early espresso. So one of the things I do is case a card. And by the way, here is the card I'm casing. And isn't it cute? This is from Lynn Biederstedt, I believe. She sent, this was her swap card for our retreat. However, it didn't get here till after the retreat. But the cool thing is I had a team swap last week that I did. So we swapped her cards out with my team cards. So yeah, isn't that fun? This is from the host set, which I have, no, I don't have handy. Where is my host set? I have it somewhere. Oh, here it is. Hold on. It's called Seasons of Fun. So you can get this when you host a workshop with your Stampin' Rewards, or when your order totals $150 or more, you can get this for free with your Stampin' Rewards. So yeah. But isn't this just adorable? And so cute. But I had to use my squirrels again. So there you go. All right, let me show you my projects. We had quite a productive day. I can tell because my table that was nice and clean for my dog viewing is now a complete disaster, as it always is after my Monday live. Oh, and to finish my thought, I can't remember who asked that about what I do when I make stuff and I don't like any of it. So I case a card. So in this case, case stands for copy and share everything, or copy and selectively edit, which is probably a little more accurate. So I copied her card because I just loved the base of this, and then I just edited the image that I chose. So the other one is I just stop and come back to it, like let it sit and come back. And often that's when the creative juices can kind of restart. And I often can take that thing that I didn't like and then tweak it and make it into something that I do like. So that happens pretty regularly. And then another thing is to just full on copy something. So whether you pull out your catalog and actually make the card exactly as you see it, or you find something somewhere that you like. One caution of that, though, is if you go searching like Pinterest or blogs or YouTube or whatever, you can waste an incredible amount of time. Don't do that. Just open your catalog, find one card, use a set you have been meaning to use, and then just copy something directly. That kind of gets the wheels turning, and you can kind of go from there. So hopefully that helps. Here is another card that I made today with the pumpkins and the Season's Blessings bundle. By the way, there's a link to my Season's Blessings online class in the description of this video. And then here is the other card that I cased. This is from my team member, Chris. She is a really awesome stamper. She made this for our swap this past month. And this features the Christmas season bundle, which I actually have an online class for as well. And I'm pretty sure I have it linked in the description of this video. So lots of fun stuff. Next week is game night. So get registered. I sent the link out earlier. If you need the link, drop me an email. We've got lots of fun projects. And if you are just joining, go back and watch the very beginning because Izzy makes her debut on our live today. It was so much fun. So thank you guys so much for stamping with me. I'm going to get these on my blog. I actually started the blog post, so that's going to keep me good. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you soon, everybody.